Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. This is an additional video to your typical Warhammer Wednesday video, which will be playing after this if you want to check it out. But I just thought I'd take this opportunity to release this on my typical day. And this is my announcement that I will be travelling over to Nottingham HQ, the headquarters of Games Workshop in the world, and I will be going over there and purchasing 10 sets of Space Marine HQ command tanks. It will be a first come first serve arrangement, and to give everybody a fair chance, I've released this video after work on the Wednesday, so the Warhammer Wednesday video would have probably already been released. Why 10, why not 20 or anything like that? Because I think 10 is a good starting point, and we'll see how popular they are. I've already had a couple of requests already for these. Like I say, it's a first come first serve basis. All you got to do is just send me an email to my Gmail account. It's on my YouTube, and then I'll pick the first 10 that I receive, and then I'll email you and be in correspondence with you about getting these models. I do require payment up front. I will liaise with you and tell you how much it's going to be with shipping, and obviously a little bit extra for myself just to cover my own petrol costs. I don't live next door to Games Workshop, but I just thought I'd use this channel and use this opportunity to give you all an opportunity to get these 2 tanks that you can only get in the UK from Warhammer World. If you do live in the UK, I'd still strongly recommend you take a day up and visit the Warhammer World. It's got fascinating displays. It's a lot different than what it was when I went there as a child. It's this big sort of tour through Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000, lots of Forge World models, all the Primarchs, you name it. Everything is there, and they're always adding to the displays. I think a ticket to go through is, I think, about £10 or so. It might be 12. And if you live in the UK, I strongly recommend you go and visit there anyway, because other than these, there are a couple of other models that you can get just from the HQ. With the set, so you get these beautiful tanks. The set is £75. You also get the rules and things. So you get this nice sort of instruction manual, and also the data sheets. 400 points for the pair, and you must use them as a pair because they're 400 points for the 2. You use them for Space Marine armies. I'll talk about their rules in a little moment. So the main reason I'm doing this now, I'm recording it in April. I'm going to June because one, I'm going to Warhammer Fest next month in May, so there's no real point in me going to Forge World before that date. Secondly, if you're going to Warhammer Fest and you're spending your money there and things, then I wouldn't want the opportunity to pay for these to affect that in any way. So I'm also giving people like an extra month or 2 after May to get the funds together for these, because they're not cheap, you know, they're £75. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. They'll be ready for June. I'll be popping up there and getting 10 sets of them. So yeah, the rules, they're all here. Pretty much the Land Raider has it's got the 2 twin link las cannons, and it also has a grav cannon with a grav amp, so you can re-roll the wound or its effect on a vehicle. And it also has a 6+ invulnerable save. It also ignores crew shake and crew stunned. Still 4 hull points as normal. Start the shooting phase, 12 inches around the Land Raider. You can choose following special rules that will apply until the next turn: counterattack, fearless, hit and run, interceptor, preferred enemy, skyfire, splitfire, or tank hunters. And also, if he's within 24 inches of 1 or more Rhino Primaris, it adds +1 to its ballistic skill. So the Land Raider will get +1 to its ballistic skill if it's within 24 inches of the Rhino Primaris, which is great. The Rhino Primaris has the orbital array just here, and that will give it infinite range, strength 10, AP 1, ordnance 1, barrage, massive blast. So it's the big sort of 10-inch blast marker. 1 use only though. When scattering, the weapon always scatters 2d6 regardless of the model's ballistic skill. And it also has a servo skull hub, just there, look, all the servo skulls popping out of it and things. At the start of the shooting phase, one friendly unit within 12 inches of the model, you can apply one of the described effects. Targeting data skill, target can fire snapshots using a full ballistic skill. Repair, on a 2+, target model regains 1 hull point, which is amazing, 2+ to regain a hull point. He's got to be within 12 inches though, but you could also use it on the Land Raider, or itself, I would have thought. Vox Skull, target unit gains Fearless special rule. Each one of those can only be used once per game. So the Land Raider can carry the normal amount of Space Marines, so 10, and the Rhino can carry 6 models, so you know, 4 less. And they can take loads of different options. The Land Raider can take Rod of Command, which increases the range of the model's tactical authority, which is the shooting phase, 1 unit of 12 inches. That increases it to 18 inches. Or Combi Plasma, which it does include in this set. It includes a tank commander with a Combi Plasma, which is quite decent. I must also say that the Rhino is equipped with a twin-link plasma gun instead of the Stormbolter. Like I mentioned before, the Land Raider's got the 2 twin-link las cannons and a grav cannon with grav amp. So there you go, they're the rules and things. I think they're incredible models anyway. They're pretty much just a standard Land Raider, which I just happen to have here, before he's going to be sprayed, but with an extra sprue, and the same with the Rhino. The Rhino is just a standard Rhino, but again with this extra command sprue. So let's have a close-up of these tanks. So this is the Land Raider Excelsior with the grav cannon and grav amp there. You got an extra little scroll parchment banner. You've got these 2 symbol things. I think it came with another thing as well. You've got a different sort of Space Marine popping out. You've also got this sort of tank commander. You can equip him with a Combi Plasma gun if you wish. And there's his Rod of Authority. Great headdress too. And power pack. As I said before, I don't know how he fits back into the cupola or whatever you want to call it. Lovely Aquila there, sort of a pimped out radar dish. You've got these beautiful sort of banners, flags. Each one is different, and then you've got different doors. This one here, the Aquila symbol, and then a different armour plate there. Exactly the same on the other side, it's just replicated. You could add some iconography and things on the back there too. Same engine stack, nothing's changed there. So they're the differences between the normal sort of Land Raider. Put the normal Land Raider there. And the Rhino, again, similar sort of vein. You've got this huge sensor array that you can just leave off if you wish, and that would be my preferred use, because then you can just pose it every time differently. With the Servitor Skull hub, you've got the different doors. They're both the same though, and likewise the front sort of armour section, they're the same. You get this guy, which again my preference would be to leave him unglued, but it's completely up to you. He's a little bit different armour, and there's plasma guns, and again a pimped out sort of radar dish. This whole top is very different too, compared to sort of the standard. You don't get anything for the door there, a bit of a shame, but still, there you go. So lovely, and the radar does incline and decline, as you can see. So yeah, fantastic. I mean, you could even use this as a proxy Damocles Command Rhino if you wish, and I think it'd work very well with that, because all the Damocles Command Rhino is, well, it's got a couple of chairs, a couple of Space Marines inside, with a radar dish, but this radar dish looks absolutely incredible, because it's got the Servo Skull hull, the Servo Skull hub incorporated in it, and it's got a fancy radar there as well. So, and it's got one of those targeters. So there you go. They're the sort of differences between the standard models. Like I said, if you're interested, it'll be first 10, first come, first serve. And I can't stress this enough. I do require payment before I even go there, because then that way you've paid for it and everything will just run a lot smoother. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.